Hello everybody, welcome back to Its Current Year for another quick battle ladder replay. Today it is a fan submission sent in by Lux, good friend of the channel, all-round god gamer, and has been a great supporter in the early days of Its Current Year. So he's sent this one in, promising a reasonably a bit of a spicy battle here and a close finish. So hopefully it lives up to expectations. We'll go through the vampire counts force first. Front line of zombies, pretty stock standard. In the next line, we have 4 units of Graveguard, one of which is the Sternsman. Obviously, just a real anti-infantry powerhouse. Regeneration, great melee defense, charge defense against all, but they're usually just in the front line, sort of balling away. The Iconic Sign Stalkers, nice little pick, gives you a bit of poison damage, and just a slightly stronger unit of skeletons. A couple of skeleton spearmen here on the flanks and one in the rear. A unit of Blood Knights and 2 units of Black Knights in the rear here as well. For the hero core, we have a Necromancer on a corpse cart who has actually not taken any spells, has just taken the Forbidden Rod to be a bit of a mana battery for Manfred up there on the dragon, and obviously with the buffs from the Vigor Mortis. Interesting that he's also taken off Master of the Dead for that little bit of healing. So that healing there is obviously just the self-healing from the corpse cart, but he also has that little area of effect heal that he seems to have taken off as well. So I might have kept that, but he has decided to take it off. So here's Manfred up on the Zombie Dragon, Master of the Black Arts, his version of Arcane Conduit. 3 spells from the Lore of Vampires here. Raise Dead, Gaze of Nagash, Invocation. Gaze of Nagash, not a commonly picked spell, so might be doing some character sniping with that, as well as the Spirit Leech here for, again, just a point-and-click bit of damage. For the Greenskins, we have a front line of Orc Boys, a little bit, obviously, a little bit more hardy than the Goblins, but pretty, I guess, effective at clearing through chaff, but just a basic infantry, just bodies in the fight. 2 units of Black Hawks here on the flank. They're going to have some work to do. They're going to like the matchup against Graveguard, and obviously having a unit that is immune to psychology naturally is pretty big against the vampire counts, where terror outs are a pretty big threat for the Greenskins. 2 units of Savage Oak Biggins, good dual purpose unit actually. They have a little bit of an anti-large bonus. And are very, very efficient at clearing chaff, just due to their stats and their damage output. 8 Peak Loonies and the Goblins back here with the Goblin Rocklobber. This is something I actually do want to point out. Usually when you see the 8 Peak Loonies, given that they are unbreakable, you're going to see them in the front line. And I think that is actually a lot of the time a bit of a mistake. One of their biggest pieces of value is the Fanatic ability that they have here, but you see here they cannot use it once they've dropped below 25%. So if they're in the front line with 31 melee defense and basically no armor, they die very quickly, and particularly against a force like the vampire counts, where it can be a bit blobby, and the Fanatics have the chance to actually clear a lot of chaff. Having them in the second line, just holding them back, getting an early use of that ability off, and then allowing it to come off cooldown while they're still healthy is actually a good call. So I actually like seeing them not committed in the front row fighting. On the flanks, we have a couple of units of Skirmish Cav, so 1 unit of Goblin Wolf Riders and 1 unit of Spider Riders on either flank. It's a good little team here, obviously with the poison, debuffing the speed, so basically means that they'll never get caught, those little groups. We've got Bobby up here, the Black Hawk Big Boss, our good friend Bobby.
What? Bobby!
And he is a real powerhouse in combat, but the immune to psychology buff for the units around him, as well as the Brass Cleaver buffing melee attack, means he's not only a real melee powerhouse himself, but a real force multiplier for the Greenskins. So a good inclusion, particularly given, as we mentioned before, terror outs being a bit of a thorn in the side of the Greenskins. Wurzag's taken Gaze of Mork, Brainburster, and Fist of Gork, as well as both his items for his magic shenanigans. Also has the effigy of the Git for just a little mini pin, a little mini net, good for pinning something like I guess Manfred in place, not allowing him to retreat if you get a wrap on him, and causes a little bit of damage over time. So, like I said, Lux has promised us a good game here, so hopefully it lives up to expectations. I've watched the first sort of couple of minutes, and it has the makings of a good game, but he's informed me that it's got a very tight finish. So, looking forward to see what comes of this one. Manfred coming up to do probably get some early breath attacks. Obviously going to want to target the Blackhawks with that. He also has that Gaze of Nagash, so we'll have to watch, have to see what he uses that on. Looks like it's coming down on Wurrzag here. I think Lux has seen it. Looks like he's doing a little bit of juking, but no, actually that's a nasty hit in the early game. Obviously no healing here, no ability to regain that on the Greenskin roster, so no regeneration or anything here or anything. So that's damage taken. That's big on Wurrzag. Might have actually been more effective to take out this Blackhawk in the early game, but we'll see what eventuates. Breath attack going down there, nicely juked by Lux. One Blackhawk does fall, but mostly mitigates the damage there. Manfred's going to rotate to the back now and try and take out this Goblin Rock Clobber. Like that call. And now as the front lines clash, Orc Boys are going to do fine against zombies, obviously, but going to be a bit of a different story against Graveguard. So these Blackhawks need to get their skates on and get through these spearmen quick so they can help them out. We see over here, obviously, a summon going down. We saw a nice Brainburster there, by the way, on the Conic Sign Stalkers. Yeah, so a Terror out going down here on the Rock Lobbers. Manfred's going to pull out. His work is done here. Actually, that's a natural route now because of that zombie summon. Black Knight's still just doing their thing out here, screening out the missile cav. Not a bad idea. Probably a little bit of a premature effigy of the Git. I guess he saw him probably coming back in and wanted to keep him out of the fight. I think Wurrzag may have actually taken a second Gaze of Nagash there. He has really had some hurt put on him in the early game. The Blackhawks have cut through that Spearman unit with ease. And yeah, Manfred is just going ham here on Wurrzag. Wurrzag needs to get out of dodge. He's basically nearly dead. Yeah, pulling back through the skirmish cav, not a bad idea. Popping his leadership buff so he stays in the fight and doesn't rout. But yeah, Wurrzag has taken an absolute pounding. We see obviously this side's going a little bit better for the undead infantry. Mind you, the Blackhawks here. Oh, we have another Gaze of Nagash going down here, and that's going to just about. Yeah, wow. Wurrzag going down, and now following up with the breath attack. So this is really good play by the Vampire Counts player here. Wurzag's dead. Didn't really use a lot of his winds of magic, I don't think, and probably just needs to snipe this Blackhawk Big Boss now and can pretty much wrap this game up because the terror outs are just going to be too much to handle. The Rock Club is coming back and War is popped, so we see the stats and the melee damage of the Greenskin frontline here is buffed. But I think this is a mistake. I think this Blackhawk here is fighting with the 8-pick loonies, who Manfred's not really going to be all that worried about. Sure, there's a unit of Blackhawks here, but that was a great opportunity to probably snipe this guy out. And with the immune to psychology, Bobby might be able to actually hold the line here. And here's what I mean. What I was talking about before. That's the second charge of the spinning loons going down. They're probably just about to tick below 25%, so I doubt we'll see the third one. But they've got two of them off, cleared a bit of chaff, got some value. 194 kills on the 8-pick loonies is reasonable. Another breath attack going down, and great target in here on the Blackhawks. Get some good damage in. 38 unit models still here, so they can still be impactful, but a rear charge and the damage may naturally rout them off. These Blackhawks coming back into the fight. Got some Black Knights here, also some Blood Knights, relatively healthy. The balance of power here is just in the favor of the vampire counts. I guess the infantry fight is starting to be wrapped up. If he can get an invocation down here on both of these units of knights, the Greenskins are really, really going to be up against it here. But the saving grace is that this Black Orc is still quite healthy. The Rock Clubbers managed to get back in, and there's still 3 pieces here. So, yeah, the balance of power is ticking slowly into the favor of the vampire counts. The Blood Knights here are probably the best target for the Rock Clubber here. Try and kill the unit models, but it looks like they're going to go and take care of that now. Master of the Black Arts would be handy here to pump out another invocation, or even just another zombie summon to keep everything here pumped in. That Rock Lobber is not long for the world. We've got the 2 units of Skirmish Cav over here. Looks like they've dealt with that unit of Black Knights, but they're just idling at the moment and don't really have any ammo left. Likewise, these guys. Not really seeing a way out of this for the Greenskins at this stage, and the balance of power is, fairly heavily in the vampire count's favour. Manfred is very healthy as well, so the Black Orc's a powerhouse in combat, but Manfred's no pushover himself. 520 weapon strength on him, reasonably good combat stats, and just the fact that nothing left here. 25 Black Orcs are reasonable, but nothing else is really too much of a threat. 100 goblins is kind of meh, and some regrouped skirmish cav might be good for, I guess, pinning Manfred in place, but at the very least, the Graveguard here are starting to crumble. The Sternsmen are pretty much gone. In fact, they've just gone. The 2 units of cavalry here are obviously going to be more than a match for any of the skirmish cavalry now that they've now that they've expended all their ammunition. And I think the vampire counts player knows here that he needs to snipe this Black Orc Big Boss. But this Black Orc Big Boss is holding it all together now. This would be over. Manfred would be terror out in all this. Look at the balance of power. Even with the Black Orc Big Boss in here, I'm not sure if Lux is going to be able to turn this around. Spider Rider's coming in here though, pinning in the models with the mass, and the poison is actually going to make it quite difficult for these guys. And actually, Black Knights have crumbled. Blood Knights are starting to crumble. Manfred is popping, I think, pretty desperate now to pop Master of the Black Arts. If these Blood Knights actually go down, then this could be actually really big. And yeah, the Vampire Counts player knows that this Bobby got to go. Bobby's got to go here if he wants to ensure victory. The Blood Knights are crumbling. This is really great play. Using the poison, using the mass here, just not to allowing them to get out and continue cycle charging. I'd now be sort of pulling out the Bobby. He's the glue that's holding this force together at this stage. There's some rallying infantry here, but it's not going to really be that important in terms of damage dealing. Manfred is starting to take a little bit of damage, but so's the Black Orc Big Boss. If he naturally routs, that would be disastrous. And this is really clever. You can see, the Vampire Count player knows what's up here. He knows he has to kill this. Lux knows that as well, and I think a lot of other players would be thinking, my Black Orc Big Boss is my melee powerhouse here. He's got to be doing the damage, but it's actually more impactful just to have him buffing the remaining Greenskins with immune psychology and the Brass Cleaver as well. Some decent melee attack on these units is making them get hits in where they might not otherwise get hits on Manfred. The poison's debuffing his speed, making it hard for him to take off and get out. He's, again, another Master of the Black Arts, just trying to get probably a final invocation or maybe even a zombie summon just to hold this in place so he can extricate himself and maybe start to chase the Black Orc Big Boss. But he just can't get out, and obviously there's an attack order here that's, he's trying to pull out. This is the right call. Pull Manfred out, but the poison, he can't get out. Yeah, you see poison. The poison cooldown here is still in effect. Manfred's now almost at the point of crumbling. 15 leadership, 3 leadership. It's really going up and down. I think the Black Orc Big Boss might have actually even landed a hit there. And Manfred's just trapped. And look at the balance of power. It's gone back into the favour of the Greenskins. He's not putting any action. He's just trying to get out. So these guys aren't taking really that much damage. He's not really doing a lot of attacking. The leadership's starting to fail. I think now this is heavily favoured for the Greenskins. The Black Orc Big Boss can probably get one final attack in here and just about crumble Manfred due to army losses and due to balance of power. But this has been an absolute... This has just been a demonstration of knowing where you're getting your value from. Okay, obviously the Black Orc Big Boss is a combat powerhouse, but immune to psychology here is what's won the day. And have a look at this. Bobby. Bobby puts the game on his shoulders, takes out Manfred von Carstein with a final hit there, and that is, wow. I'm gonna admit I didn't see a way out of that for the Greenskins. Lux didn't he didn't say whether he won or lost this game, but he did say it was a spicy finish, and that certainly didn't disappoint. Really, really smart play to recognize that the Black Orc Big Boss didn't necessarily have to kill Manfred. And I think a lot of players would have made the mistake there of thinking, I've got to, Manfred was really healthy. And I think it would have been very easy for a Greenskin player in that situation to think, well, the Black Orc, Bobby's got to do the damage.
Oh, hello there.
Bobby's got to be the one to actually hurt Manfred. But I guess with just the reasonably healthy Skirmish Cav providing some mass, the Forest Goblin Spider Riders providing poison was really big. Manfred might have been able to take off, you saw there just towards the end, but the poison meant his speed was just not enough to get him out of that fight. That was a real exhibition in knowing the unit abilities and knowing how you win and understanding how you're going to lose and not giving that advantage to your opponent. I mean, full credit to M. Tristras. That was a really good game. The early snipe on Wurrzag was huge. In the end, though, I guess with the benefit of hindsight, you could say an early snipe on the big boss might have been more impactful because obviously Wurrzag has some plays with magic and with Effigy of the Git to possibly pin, but the immune to psychology there was massive. And don't forget the Black Orc Big Boss also took out this Necromancer who was acting as a mana battery for Manfred, who may have been able to get off some more Raised Dead or another invocation in the late game there and keep the cavalry alive. But man, that was just a really good game. Two obviously very good players. I played a few games against Lux just casually on multiplayer, and he's a very, very, very good player. So he knows what he's doing. But obviously, M. Tristras there, if you're watching this or even if you're not, well played, man. That was a really good game and a pretty decent list too for taking on the Greenskins. Probably would have liked to have seen maybe some armor piercing. I guess the Black Orcs countered the regular Graveguard pretty well, but also got some great breath attacks down, so probably mitigated that a little bit there. So thank you to Lux for providing that really good game, really close game. Certainly did not disappoint. But the star of the show here is Bobby. God damn it, Bobby.
What the hell is that?
You were a baller in that fight. Really held it together and ended up pulling out a great win. So thanks for submitting that, mate. If anyone else has any close games they want to share, please hit me up on Discord. I'm more than happy to take a look and cast them. I love casting games where I haven't played. So send them my way if you want to see me call them. So thank you for providing that. Thanks for watching, everyone. Until next time, take care.